Hi, this is Ro. Welcome to the Tequila Princess channel. My neighbors are having a little party and they didn't invite me. That's rude of them. Wait, COVID. That's fine. I didn't need an invitation. I'm mentioning my neighbor's party because you might hear a little bit of music in the background now and then because they sometimes turn it up and sometimes it's a little bit more discreet. But just in case, it's okay because today we're talking about music anyway. The 10 Mexican music groups that I love the most. So it's kind of perfect anyway. Just like last time, we're gonna be going chronologically. And we're gonna be starting with... We are gonna be starting with a super old group, Mariachi Vargas de Tecalitlan. They were founded in 1897 by Gaspar Vargas Lopez and continue until today still performing. They have performed with some of the greatest and best Mexican artists. And you know, it's funny because the word mariachi comes from the French word for marriage, which is mariage. Very old times, most of the folklorical music groups, when they were asked, oh, you're performing today? Where are you going? Oh, we're going to some mariachi. Because they couldn't understand the word mariage very good. This particular mariachi counts with one harp, one vihuela, one guitar, one guitarrón, 3 trumpets, and 7 violins. And they perform all sorts of Mexican folkloric music. From the mostly instrumental ones like El Son de la Negra, to some very complex and hard to sing songs like El Pastor. Del Pastor. To a party in Mexico, you will for sure listen to mariachi at some point of the night. But another thing that you will most likely hear is Mexican cumbia. And one of my favorite groups for dancing every single time that we go to a party is Los Angeles Azules. It was founded in 1980 by 4 of the 8 Mejia Avante brothers. And they have performed for several years, but it was until 2018 Coachella that they suddenly became internationally famous. And that's great because they have been doing collaborations with a lot of artists that I just adore. You might remember that I showed you a collaboration with Natalia Lafourcade in the past video. They have a lot of popular songs, but one of my favorites for dancing is El Listón de tu Pelo. And another one that you will see a lot of people singing along while dancing is ¿Cómo te voy a olvidar? En todas partes estás tú. Si en una rosa estás tú, en cada respirar estás tú. ¿Cómo te voy a olvidar? ¿Cómo te voy a olvidar? Si besando la cruz estás tú, besando una oración estás tú. ¿Cómo te voy a olvidar? ¿Cómo te voy a olvidar? Now, the following group is called Timbiriche, and it defined a whole generation in this country. It was founded in 1982 and remained active until 1999. Let's start with the original members: Paulina Rubio, Benny Ibarra, Sasha Sokol, Alex Bauer, Diego Schrening, and Mariana Garza. Later on, there were many other members, but I will only mention the ones that were well known after they left the group. Eric Rubin, Eduardo Capetillo, Vivi Gaitán, Thalia, we mentioned her in the other video, remember? Edith Marquez, and about 8 other other members. This was a pop group that started with music for kids as a Mexican counterpart of the Spanish group Parchís, and they continued to change their style in the music according to their ages. You guys know I love karaoke. Any kind of Timbiriche song is for sure in the repertoire of any Mexican. We always sing songs like Tú y yo somos uno mismo. Wow.
Y no quiero olvidarte, tal vez tú regreses y aquí yo estaré esperando tu amor. No lo puedes llegar a negar, tú y yo somos uno mismo. Oh.
Okay, so now we're moving into rock territory. The next band has been iconic in Mexican rock, El Tri. It was founded in 1984 by Alex Lora after leaving Three Souls in My Mind. This is the band that I think of when I think of rock in Spanish. Members today would be Alex Lora and his wife Chela Lora, Rafael Salgado, Eduardo Chico, Carlos Valerio, Lalo Toral, and Felipe Chacón. And they have incredibly iconic songs, like for example, Triste Canción de Amor. The following is a rock pop band. The name is Maná. The members, Fer Olvera, Juan Calleros, Sergio Ballín, and Alex González started the band in 1987. And they become very popular because their music is super harmonic and nice, but they were also talking about subjects that kind of hit at home in many cases, like ¿Dónde jugarán los niños?
Cuenta el abuelo de un cielo muy azul, en donde voló papalotes que él mismo construyó. El tiempo pasó y nuestro viejo ya murió. Y hoy me pregunté, después de tanta destrucción, ¿dónde diablos jugarán los pobres niños?
Now let's switch to a more alternative kind of rock, Café Tacuba, one of the best like groups in my generation. The group is formed by Rubén Albarrán, Emanuel del Real, José Lu Rangel, and Quique Rangel. They, in 1989, decided to take the name of one of the most popular cafes in downtown Mexico City, which is Café Tacuba. One of the main characteristics of their rock songs is that they like to incorporate a lot of the Mexican folkloric touches and styles. That means that you will hear very different accords from the traditional rock maybe, and that they will be using instruments like jarana and tololoche. They like to draw inspiration for their music from the Mexican popular culture. One case that is a great example of that is the song Rarotonga, that was inspired in a weekly comic book. In some others, you can clearly hear the more traditional sounds, like in Como Te Extraño.
Como te extraño, mi amor, porque será. Me falta toda la vida si no estás. Como te extraño, mi amor, ¿qué puedo hacer? Te extraño tanto que voy a enloquecer.
Be talking about a very polemic band, Molotov. They were founded in 1995. The members, Mickey Widobro, Tito Fuentes, Randy Ebright, y Paco Ayala were censored and criticized because their music is kind of super straightforward. It uses a lot of bad words, and especially because they have a lot of satire and social and political criticism. That was not well received in the higher ends of Mexico, but the middle and lower class, oh boy, we love them. Hey, but not everything has to be so serious and so, controversial. We have other songs like Lagunas Mentales, which I love because they are giving credit to all of the Spanish rock bands that are out there. Great songs.
Amigos invisibles, yo nunca los vi, héroes del silencio, jamás los oí. Andaba de parranda cuando tocaba banda y fue el otro yo el que fue a ver a la banda. Cuando tocaba mano dijo chao y me fui. Y el Café Tacuba no me deja dormir, no deja dormir, no deja dormir. Yo no comer animales de mar, ni no conocer a Andrés Calamar. Cuando tocaba el trillo escuchaba cri cri, me hacía pipí, no me dejaba ni.
And during this time, we have another band that started that they decided to change the rock scene in Mexico, doing not exactly the opposite, but not following the trend. That is Zoé. They started in 1997, which is only 2 years after Molotov, but they decided that they didn't want to talk about social and political issues. They wanted to talk about regular things like everyday situations, but they wanted to sing everything with deep emotions. And that changed the rock in Mexico in a crazy way. The members are Sergio Acosta, Jesus Baez, Ángel Mosqueda, Rodrigo Guardiola, and Leon Larregui, and whose voice is gonna make you fall in love with songs like Labios Rotos.
Entrégame tus labios rotos, los quiero besar, los quiero curar, los voy a cuidar.
Introduce you to a duo of Mexican guys that I just discovered a few weeks ago, and I've been obsessed about them lately. They are just so good. Rodrigo and Gabriela started their duo in 2000. They started rocking it in Ireland, and they moved to the rest of Europe after that. They had been so successful that they even participated in the 4th movie of Pirates of the Caribbean. The first of their songs that I heard was Hanuman, and that one is the one that made me fall in love with their music. Reached the end. The final group that I want to share with you is Playa Limbo. Compared to all the last groups that we have seen, this might seem a little fresa, but I just love it. I like a little bit of everything, and this is one of my favorite pop groups. Playa Limbo started in 2003 with Ángel Bayo, Jorge Corrales, Servando Yáñez, and María León, who was later replaced by Jazz Reyes. This pop group started with the song El Eco de Tu Voz.
Días como hoy, entre el mar y el corazón, vivo en el límite del eco de tu voz.
Just like last time, I will be creating a Spotify playlist just for you guys so that you can listen to these bands and get to know them a little bit better. And tell me, which is an artist or a band from your country that you really, really love and you would like me to hear it so that I can expand my musical knowledge? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, I hope that you have enjoyed this video and give it a big thumbs up so that I know that you did. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you next week. Bye!